In leading this side, Simpson, Christie, Hall, Hassan and Ellis, Graham and Paul, the captain. The forwards, Ireland, Donoghue, Bourneville, Knox, Medley and Wilson. And on the bench, Jonathan Scales, Darren Simpson, Brian McDermott, Alan Boothroyd. The coach and the chief executive here now, Brian Smith. Steve Prescott made it to the 40-man squad for the England World Cup bid, but he didn't make it to the final 25. But he is in exceptional form again for the Saints, and he loves to get across the whitewash whenever he possibly can. He's got 5 tries this season, 11 goals he's kicked as well. This is the Saints team. Prescott takes his place at fullback. It's little Joey Hayes on the wing, Northey, Loughlin and Sullivan. 18 tries so far this season for the Welshman. Hammond and Goulding, the captain. It's Fogarty, Cunningham, Dwyer, the front row. Second row is Pickavance and Matautia, and Chris Joint at the back of the scrum. On the bench, Phil Waring, David Lyon, his first appearance of this season in Saints colours, Chris Morley, and Apollo Perolini, the Terminator. The coach is Eric Hughes. Match referee, the referee of the year in Russell Smith. And it's going to be Bradford Bulls who will get this game underway. So the first set of 6 tackles coming St Helens way. Just checking with his touch judges. We're live and exclusive then at Odsal Stadium tonight in the Stones Bidder Centenary Championship. The Bulls against the Saints. And it's going to be the Bradford Bulls who will get this game underway. St John Ellis is the man who has taken over the goal-kicking responsibilities from Derek Fox. He gets us underway. And the first tackle on the big, tall centre, Paul Loughlin, and 3 men in Bradford's colours greet him. Bernard Dwyer taking it up to the 20-metre line.
Good solid line of defence from Bradford. They are moving across that advantage line very quick. He's a man that they've got to keep an eye on. He really is weak from the dummy half position.
Kieran Cunningham plays the ball to Bernard Dwyer. Dwyer then gives it to Goulding, and Goulding kicks it diagonally, and Roger Simpson picks up. First touch of the football for the Bradford Bulls. Good chase from the Saints. Matautia, the man who's leading the way. Gary Christie disappears under the challenge from Carl Hammond. There's Robbie Paul. Then the ball to Andy Ireland, but Adam Fogarty, the man who's wrapping him up, but he manages to get the pass away. This is Carlos Hassan. He gets the pass to Simpson, and Loughlin was in quickly to make the tackle.
It's a good job he was. He well spotted it then, did Loughlin. He knew that a quick pass out wide from Simpson would have seen the break.
Nathan Graham with a little half break. The dummy half is Donoghue. This now is the prop forward Bourneville. Cunningham is there, so too is Dwyer. Eventually, Bourneville takes the tackle. They've made 30 metres in that set of 6. The kick comes in from Donoghue, as Steve-O predicted. Prescott picks it up. Ellis is there, clutches at him. Donoghue, following his own kick up, gets the tackle in. That's the first one.
That's the way. Lead by example. Donoghue, the hooker, kick deep. Chase, the first man there into the tackle. Both sides very eager, these early moments. Joey Hayes put under pressure.
Second row for St Helens is Ian Pickavance, former St Helens Colt, who arrived at Knowsley Road via the Swinton Club. This is Bernard Dwyer. Good tackle on him by Carl Hall of Bradford. Goulding under no pressure as he puts a good diagonal kick downfield. But is it just going to bounce too far? Yes, it does. It runs touching goal. Goulding was leading the charge down in case it held up on the corners here at Odsal that we point up every time we come.
He thought that the speedway track spins round. The inclination would have helped him, but just a little bit too strong. But you can see quite quickly that the St Helens tactics, their coach Eric Hughes will want a deep kick at all time.
Good, strong run that from Paul Medley, former Great Britain international. That's better, taking Bradford Northern into the St Helens half of the field. Ireland gets it away to Paul. Robbie Paul is wrapped up by Cunningham and is wrestled to the floor by the Welshman and Matautia. Donahue, the dummy half. This now is Alan Wilson. Good scrambling defence again from St Helens to snuff out the danger. They've made 56 metres, most of it courtesy of that great run from Medley. A high hanging kick, no one wants it. Ellis palms it back inside. Simpson picks up the loose ball. He gets the pass away to Hassan, and Bradford are running this. Another high kick, diagonal from Bourneville. Pressure here for the Saints, it bounces back, but the referee's whistle goes. The man was tackled without the ball.
You can see that Carl Hall went straight into Sullivan. Never made any attempt at the football. Well spotted by the referee, Russell Smith. Big guy, Carl Hall, big centre. But you could see the eyes were always on the football by the winger, Anthony Sullivan. Well spotted by the referee.
4 minutes gone then here at Odsal. 0-0. Let's get early impressions from our guest on sideline today with Bill Arthur. It's John Hamer of Bradford.
John, it's a good positive start from the Bulls.
Yeah, definitely. Made some good charges and they're getting slightly ahead early on in the game.
And they must go into this game with a fair amount of confidence, I would think, although the Saints probably are pretty high on confidence as well.
Yes, you're right. We've won 3 out of his last 4 games and it was pleasing to nil Sheffield last weekend in Cup. But obviously Saints are running hot as well at the moment.
But off the field, Box and Powell going, the new love saga. What's that done sort of for the confidence of this Bulls side?
Well, confidence is pretty good, but obviously...
Ball bounces and the prop forward Fogarty scores the try. High hanging kick. Simpson couldn't deal with it. He was surrounded by St Helens players. It bounced to Fogarty and he crashed over.
Well, the Bradford fans are booing, and I think they've every right, because I think that the man was in front, Prescott, and Prescott was the man that went for the football that allowed Fogarty the easy 4 points. Here's the wide one. He's definitely in front for mine. It's only half a yard, and referee Russell Smith said play on. That's a soft try. Good thinking, though, on the Saints' part. Bobby Goulding, it was a high one, but there was little doubt from that replay that Prescott was offside. He was in front of the kicker.
And from bang in front, Goulding adds the extras to give the Saints a 6-0 lead. But an element of controversy about that try.
There you see, let the ball run through now. It goes over away, but this man's coming through, and I can tell you, he's offside. It's not spotted by the referee. It's a gift for the prop forward, Adam Fogarty.
Adam Fogarty, who not only has a reputation as a prop forward, he's also got quite a reputation as a thespian, and he took a role in Coronation Street, and he's the man you might remember who thumped Jack Duckworth in that. But that kick-off from St John Ellis, no wonder he's shaking his head. It went out on the full.
Bad mistake right from the kick-off, lack of concentration. That won't be pleasing to their coach, Brian Smith, who I'm sure will be seething over that decision. It was pretty close. Let's not forget that the referee does not have the advantage of the slow motion replay like we do.
Here come the Saints again. This time it's Bernard Dwyer driving the ball in. 3 to greet him. Second tackle for Saints. They're 8 metres from the line. This is Hammond. And the ball is dropped by second row of Pickavants.
Good defence there. They really put the shoulder there to Pickavants. Great tackle. Crunch time there. The second row of Paul Medley going low. Ball jolting out. It's important now that Bradford just slow things down. Not worry about the decision. OK, the rub of the green has gone against them.
Great break, though, from Simpson, this. He's got support from Paul. And Simpson's taking them on his own. And Prescott with a good saving tackle. Gets up to his feet quickly, does Simpson. Paul, the dummy half. He makes more ground. And they're screaming that Prescott wasn't standing in front. And the touch judge is on.
It was a swinging arm from Andy Northey. The right hand. He lost concentration. Here it comes. And connected. well spotted, but it was a beautiful break from Paul, and it was spotted by the touch judge. Well, that is silly play. Young centre got plenty of class and talent to get that out of his game. Crunch. The intent was there. You don't have to hit the target. No extra points for hitting the ball. Excuse the pun.
Andy Northey just taking the lecture from the referee, now getting himself into the defensive line. Andy Northey, the man who is in for Scott Gibbs, injured, former Waterloo Rugby Union centre, signed in December 1994. And the Bulls deciding to kick for touch on that penalty award, not having a shot at goal. No wonder they were on a roll then when that penalty came in. And referee Russell Smith telling the St Helens players to keep these tackles low. Ireland with a good barging run up towards the line. They're 5 metres short of the Saints try line, and that is Eugene Bourneville. Dwyer working hard in defence. Neat little switch of direction of that attack. Hammond having to work overtime to keep them out. The ball played quickly, and quick hands too. This is Simpson, and that's a lovely run from the standoff half, Nathan Graham. But good defence from Loughlin, helped out by his captain Goulding.
St Helens were lucky to get away with that. Bobby Goulding went for the intercept.
Donahue spins the ball to Paul. Paul will clip it through, but clips it through far too hard.
Good thinking from the little halfback Paul, but far too strong. You could see that the fullback Roger Simpson knew that the move was on. Well, they've had their chances. It was Roger Simpson that made that great break from deep within their own half.
Offside against Bradford. Referee allowed St Helens the advantage, but they moved up.
Plenty to choose from as well at Russell Smith. Once again, we see the lack of concentration. Bradford were applying the pressure in the St Helens quarter. Silly things like that just give Saints the chance to get back into the swing of things.
They're 10 metres now inside the Bradford half for St Helens. That was Cunningham, and this is Matautia, one of the stars of the World Cup for Western Samoa. And Bourneville will have to be careful. Matautia, though, was doing his best to get the penalty. This is Chris Joynt, Great Britain and England international, wrestled to the ground by Medley and Carl Hall. Goulding now spins it into the arms of Northey. He gets the pass away. Oh, that's Northey now who takes it up. It was Carl Hammond who received that pass first of all. There he is again, Hammond, in at dummy half. This is Goulding. Goulding gives a short pass, another charge to the left. Oh, Cunningham loses the ball. Cunningham went for the touchdown and lost it in a collision.
It was a good tackle from Simpson, though, and it just came that little bit too late. Cunningham probably would have got over. He just lost it trying to put it through. But full credit to Roger Simpson. He put his body on the line there.
Yes, that was a certain try-saving tackle by Simpson. So he makes up for the mistake, if mistake it was, when he lost that high kick, when we believe Prescott came from an offside position to claim it for Saints. That led to their try. Much more, the Saints now are offside. Great roars from the terraces at Odsal as Russell Smith blows for a Bradford free kick.
You could see three Saints players far too eager to get over that advantage line. Well, it's a seesawing affair. It's been played at a hectic pace. I'm sure that all the players are happy that Bradford are opting to take the 2 points. Perhaps the word has got out from their coach Brian Smith that when they had the penalty a few moments earlier, it would have been more advantageous perhaps to have gone for the 2. Either way, St Ellis.
Yes, 5 goals last week for Bradford, and not one yet for Bradford tonight. That just caught maybe on the wind and drifted away from the posts. So Bradford still 0, and the Saints have 6. Of course, Derek Fox departed. He was the goal kicker in chief for the Bradford Bulls. But there are one or two other players in this Bradford side who can kick a goal. Nathan Graham is certainly one. Roger Simpson in control of the ball, though, at the moment for the Bulls. There's the goal kicker at the moment, Ellis, and he gets the pass away. This is Andy Ireland.
Getting through a lot of work is a big prop forward, Ireland. Bradford quite happy to use the big set of forwards.
That's a lovely reverse pass, though, from Paul to Hall. And it was a good job that Bernard Dwyer hung on to the ankles. This now is Simon Knox. Donahue. Donahue to Wilson. Huge kick off the side of the boot. It slices out that far side. Loughlin has Gary Christie all wrapped up. That was on the last tackle. It's the turnover.
Did well there, did Loughlin. Allowed the Bradford player to accept the ball, knowing it was the last tackle.
Bernard Dwyer now for the Saints again. Just the 3 defeats so far for Saints. Wigan, Leeds and Warrington have beaten them. Bradford conceding a penalty here.
Well, it will not please their coach. Once you've done the tackle, you've got to get off him. Get out of the way. There's never any doubt that the Bradford players were just wasting time, trying to give their defence time to get back.
They're having to defend now this run from Joint. He gets the pass out to Loughlin. Loughlin's pass was to nobody in particular, but Steve Prescott's picked it up. He was trying to set the Welsh winger Anthony Sullivan on his way for possibly try number 19 of the campaign. This is Loughlin.
St Helens are trying to use 2 drives in the forward, then using the link.
Hammond gives it to Matauti, who was on the charge. Simon Knox read the situation perfectly. Goulding, belligerent little player, gives it to Northey. Northey going for the corner, flicks it back inside brilliantly. Joey Hayes will score. That's sensational play from Northey. Northey was looking for the corner. Bradford cut him out, and he flicked it out the back door to Hayes.
All about upper body strength. You could see Goulding running the angle. He dragged the defence across, but they really should have put him down. But good play there and good positioning by the youngster, Joey Hayes. Many winger would have stayed out wide. They anticipated that the big centre, look at the strength there, flips the ball back on the inside. That is a classy try. Well taken. The strength there and good positioning by the youngster. 2 men were sucked in to take Northey. That youngster picks up the 4.
And he knew it was on because he gave a big shout to Northey to push it out the back door. That he did. Saints have a 10-point lead, and this for 12 from Goulding. And 12 it is. Goulding adds the extra 2. Has a little smile on his face, does Bobby, doesn't he?
There you can see Goulding running the angle. It brings this guy across. And once you commit yourself, you've got to make sure of getting the man. They both went far too high. The neat little flick back on the inside. Positioning was superb from Hayes. And St Helens, they're running hot.
And so is Joey Hayes. He ran a try-in from 70 metres last Saturday at Keighley. And today, well, from about 7 metres here at Odsal. 12-0, the Saints lead. They've had the perfect opening 17 minutes.
Well, they'll be ruining the fact, Will Bradford, that it was from a silly penalty. Messing around at the play of the ball that gave the Saints the chance to launch that attack. They've only themselves to blame.
Well, the ball started brightly, but St Helens have snuffed out the danger here. They lead 12-0. And this is Goulding. Long pass into the arms of Loughlin. They've got a man out wide, it's Sullivan. Loughlin took the option to go on his own, and Carl Hall and Gary Christie followed him. They've made 48 metres in this set, and there's the high kick from Bobby Goulding. That might have snow on it when it comes down. Simon Knox picks it up.
Well taken by the second rower. But the tactics from Goulding are working well. Bradford are having a lot of trouble with the high ball.
Right, let's get down to pitch side again and hear more from John Heyman and Bill.
John, I think Saints have probably had 2 chances. They're taking them both.
Yeah, the first score off Fogarty fumbled ball, easy score for him. And then Hayes, nice pass off Northey, and in he went.
I mean, he did well to get that ball away, didn't he?
Excellent pass, yeah, excellent score.
What have the Bulls got to do now then?
Well, Bradford's still putting some good play together, but they've got to consolidate and play error-free rugby in defence.
That, I think, will be the message from Brian Smith as well, as Wilson hoists a high kick. And that's a great take from Prescott under pressure from Robbie Paul.
He really is a talent, young Prescott. Never took his eyes off that football.
Second tackle for the Saints. Joey Hayes plays it to Cunningham. Here's Matautia. Matautia pops the ball up to Cunningham again. Nowhere for Hammond to go. Ireland doing the tackling. Two former witness colleagues there on opposite sides of the fence here tonight. The Bulls beaten by St Helens convincingly on the opening day of the season, looking for revenge, but 12 points adrift, almost midway through this first half. Lost ball. Bobby Goulding, or was it stolen by Wilson?
50-50 on there. I've seen many player be penalised for that. Either way, Bradford need a bit of the rub of the green. They're finding it very difficult. Here's the replay. There's never any doubt really that there was an arm in there, wasn't there? Not seen by Russell Smith. Of course, Alan Wilson, Australian, knows all about the tricks of the trade, been around a while.
Bourneville stands. Tackled by Dwyer. Simpson, the dummy half, looking to make ground from the acting half-back position, and doing so, but then losing the ball.
Trying to keep the ball alive there, but perhaps even another hand from Carl Hammond. Pretty difficult for the referee at that speed. Really has been played at a hectic pace. Russell Smith not happy with the interference there. There you could see St John Ellis. He cannot move off the mark. I don't know whether Carl Hammond went down because of a mosquito, but perhaps not in this weather. It's quite cold, isn't it? But there was nothing that St John Ellis had done there.
Dwyer on halfway. 12-0. St Helens leading and in control so far. Joint with the run. Carl Hall, good tackle. Picked him out like a missile then. Here's Sullivan. Hammond, Goulding. Goulding switches the direction, looking for Fogarty. Here's Cunningham again. One of the brightest prospects in the game, Kieran Cunningham. 19 years old. Trying each of the last two league games for St Helens. Goulding, high kick. That's a good kick too. Tester for Simpson. Prescott's after it, and it came back off Prescott to Donoghue. Play on, says the referee. Great run from Donoghue this. Goulding's after him. And Donoghue again making great inroads.
He did well, Bobby Goulding there. Donoghue tried to get the ball inside to Paul. Robbie Paul really was firing on the inside, and Goulding put himself in between.
Here's Hassan. That's Knox. It wasn't a great pass. And Cunningham accepts the gift and gives it to Hayes. And Hayes has got some toe. But it was a good job that Andy Ireland just touched his ankles and brought him down. Oh, attempt to end stuff this. Andy Northey trying to go round Nathan Graham. And the big men come in over the top and bring Northey down. Hayes, the dummy half, into the arms of Hammond. Spins the ball to Goulding. He gives it to Joint, who straightens it up.
This is confident stuff from the Saints. They really are running the ball. They're getting over the advantage line with ease now.
Matautia is so close. And Matautia looks at the referee and says, I'm over. And Russell Smith agrees. On the line is good enough. And the strength of Matautia was crucial on the opening day of the season. And it's crucial here because he's got another 4-pointer.
They use him well as a runner, but they really have worked hard, this Saints outfit. Look at that. That's sheer strength. Two men right over, but what a wonderful break from Joey Hayes. Oh, turn on the gas there, and he just clipped him there. Good work by the prop forward, Andy Ireland, but a quick play the ball. Good work there from Hammond. Run from the dummy half, ball out wide. Crunch time. Power the legs over. Reaches out. No doubt, Saints are controlling this game with ease.
Matautia, the Western Samoan in the World Cup. He has all the strength in the world, and it was proof positive there when he held off the challenge of those two and still had the presence of mind to stretch out the arm. That's easy for Goulding. That's another 2 for Saints. And St Helens have raced into an 18-point lead.
See how the dummy runner has taken both Bradford markers on the blind side. That allowed the standoff to go forward. The pass late, and the big fella goes charging through. That was well worked. The dummy runner created the gap. And when you got the big machine running like this, look at that strength. Yes.
Well, that try came from the Bradford Bulls' mistake earlier in the piece, and they have made Bradford pay for their errors in this match already. But here's an error now for Saints, and Hassan's over. Russell Smith will surely give the tries, just having a quick word with the touch judge. Hassan's across the line. He wants to know if it's a knock on the referee. He goes back, Russell Smith, checks with the man in goal, and it's a try. It was an error then. We were talking about the error by Bradford, and it was the error by the Saints. And Hassan has come up with his first of the season. The Fijian off the mark here at Odsal, and a big smile.
Just a lack of concentration, wasn't it? Carl Hammond, the hero a moment ago, loses the football. Well picked up, though, by the centre, Carlos Hassan. With a little bit doubt about whether he crawled across. But apart, he went across it, Russell Smith, to the touch judge. Here we see the ball being spilled away. It was the elbow that hit the ground. They were caught napping. Well, did one movement get him over? According to referee Russell Smith, the in-goal touch judge and the touch judge, they said yes.
Well, here now is St Ellis. He's had one shot at goal and missed. His second shot at goal, though, finds the mark, and St Ellis makes it 6 for Bradford. It's 18, though, for St Helens, and there's plenty to talk about in this match. Did Hassan get over cleanly, or was it a double movement? Did he even lose possession of the football? There's enough officials out there, Steve-O, to make the decision, and they've made it. Bradford 6, the Saints 18.
Well, maybe that's just levelled the scales of justice somewhat. We saw that Saints' first try, so they brought forward Adam Fogarty, came, I thought, from Steve Prescott being offside. It's all equal now. Now this guy's having a big game, Carl Hall, not only in attack but defence. He's leading by example.
Well, Bradford with the fillip of that try, gifted to them by Carl Hammond when he dropped the ball. He was in there tackling Knox, and Matautia comes steaming in, and oh dear, that looked high from here, and high it was.
That was a bad one. He lined him up, lit the fuse, and exploded. It's way past bonfire night, but this would have brought it. That is a bad one. Right over the top.
Now a big decision here for the referee, Steve-O.
Oh, it was a bad one.
He's gone to the pocket. He's got to be off. It's got to be red. It's got to be a red card if he's going to the pocket.
He's got to go.
He's off. Matautia, the hero a few moments ago when he crashed over for the try. But that was a high tackle on Eugene Bourneville, and the referee right.
Crunch time. No doubt about it. Right across the neck. That is dangerous. Well,
Matautia's second sending off in 5 games for St Helens. Sent off against Warrington just a couple of months ago.
He's such a talented player. You saw the strength of him going over for the try. And the referee, in my mind, had little doubt but to go for the red card. Well done, Russell Smith.
So, St Helens down to 12 men. Only 8 penalties in the match, but that crucial penalty to Bradford, their 5th, resulting in Matautia being sent off. They're down to 12 then, the Saints. Bradford with a full complement in possession here with Robbie Paul. Oh! And that this time was off the collar, says the referee. Pickavance and Saints-Low walking a tightrope.
Well, surely the message has got through to them. Go low. The way that Russell Smith in his mood, anything could happen.
That looked offside. Bounced off the knees of Dwyer. And the St Helens man looked in front of the football, but the referee says play on. This is Norby. Well, there's pandemonium at Odsal.
It's got to be offside there. Well, tempers are running high. It's important now that Russell Smith keeps a good eye on this.
Number 16 there, Brian McDermott is on. Andy Ireland, the man who has been taken off. Ireland doing well in terms of tackling for the Bradford Bulls. Being given a run of about 27 minutes. Now taking a breather, and responsibility falls on the shoulders of McDermott. The kick downfield from Goulding was charged down. It's 6 to go. Fogarty feeds Prescott. Referees wipe the tackle count down.
Good tackle there from the loose forward, Alan Wilson. It's important now that Saints look towards their skipper, Bobby Goulding, to calm things down. He knows a kick downfield, give them time to rearrange their defence. In a man down, it'll make it very difficult.
They have the better of things in terms of possession. They certainly have the better of things on the scoreboard at the moment. We've got approaching half an hour gone in this first half. And that's Pickavance who releases the pass. Ball inside to Hammond. And Hammond is hauled to the ground by Wilson. Sullivan, Goulding, Fogarty. Back to Prescott. He takes over, dabs it through, knocks through another couple of inches then, and plucked the ball out. And Fogarty with a swinging arm. Touch judge has seen this.
Well, it was well taken by Knox, the chip over the top. But what on earth has happened to this Saints side? Well, Fogarty's been around the boxing ring for quite some time. And the touch judge went in, it was a swinging right. Well, a message from their coach, Eric Hughes, especially when you've had a man sent off. Matautia got the red card. Calm things down. At 18-6, you're controlling the game. And surely Saints are not going to be silly enough to throw it away.
Well, referee has spoken to his touch judge, taken the report, and decided on that occasion it wasn't as bad as the Matautia incident. Loughlin's off. David Lyon comes on for his first appearance of the season. Loughlin trouble with the shoulder by the looks of things. Lyon, his first appearance of the season for St Helens. He was on loan earlier on at Sheffield Eagles. Wilson with the plaster over his nose. This is Brian McDermott. You mentioned Fogarty being a boxer. Remember, we had a feature on McDermott in the closed season during our Trans-Tasman Test coverage. McDermott also is a heavyweight boxer. In his spare time, that is. Not that there's much spare time these days in the big league. Simpson gets the pass away. Robbie Paul continues the movement on. Lovely run from Paul. This fellow's quite a talent. Donahue, dummy half, McDermott. McDermott and Fogarty tangling together with a bit of help from Cunningham. The Bradford man's hauled to the ground. This is Paul again. He will just dink one over the top. This is interesting, and Hayes did well.
Nice little chip over the top, equal to the task as a youngster. He really had to reach up there. Good positioning. It's the second time in this game that youngster Hayes has been in the right spot at the right moment, scoring the try and saving one on this occasion. Well, it really is a lot of pressure now for Saints, and it's important that Bradford get at least another score before the half-time break.
Let's hear from Bill on news on the injuries.
In the Bradford Bulls dugout, Andy Ireland's got ice on his left thigh. He's, I think, pulled the hamstring. In fact, according to John Hamer, he went into this game with a bit of a knock anyway. In the Saints dugout, Paul Loughlin sitting there with ice on his left shoulder. He picked that up in the last Bulls charge, and I don't think he's going to be back tonight either.
33 minutes gone, 7 to half-time. McDermott here picks it up for the Bradford Bulls. Oh, he was so close. Thought about stretching the arm out. Donahue spins it into the arms of Paul. Paul takes over again. Lovely short ball to Carl Hall. And he's still going Hall. And Carl Hall's in. Behind the sticks, Carl Hall. They couldn't bring him down. Robbie Paul was the man directing operations there. Handled in the move twice the scrum half. And he goes to congratulate the Kiwi on an excellent try. Try number 6 of the season for him.
One of the few occasions that Bradford have linked the ball out wide. Nice little run around there with Bourneville, and Paul delayed it. Substitute couldn't get anywhere near him, David Lyon, but the sheer strength of Carl Hall. He's having a great game tonight. He's a hard man to put down. With a nice run around, sucks in the defence. Delayed pass, it's a reach back for that. Look at the strength. Get out of the way, he says to Prescott. Not the best defence, but he won't mind. The sheer strength put him through there. And what a time to score.
Carl Hall, ever present so far this season, the Kiwi. St. John Ellis with the goal from in front, and no problems. And so, well, they're smiling now on the terraces at Odsal. They're Bradford Bull supporters. And Bradford are back in the hunt. From the kick-off, though, from Goulding. Mistake by Bradford. Knox, he should have taken it.
He knows it too. Just that lack of concentration. How many times do we see that? The euphoria of having scored the points, and then you make a real meal of it like that.
Oh, Sullivan brushes through one tackle. Great run from Sullivan, this. And St. John Ellis, the man who had to come out off the line quickly and scramble him to the floor. Goulding, Cunningham, Carl Hammond now. Oh, Prescott was there, but Bradford, Knox and Nathan Graham wrapped him up well. Cunningham. Nathan Graham again in quickly with the tackle. Medley there too, so too St. John Ellis. This is Hammond, short ball to Pickavance. McDermott round the ankles, and over the top came Bourneville. They're right underneath the sticks with Goulding. Short ball, and Joint loses it. That's no try for Lyon. Bounced off the chest of Joint, and he knows he was so close.
Super ball there from Goulding. You could see it sucked in a little halfback, Robbie Paul, just enough for the loose forward Joint to race through. Super stuff from Goulding, and wasted. Bombed opportunity.
4 minutes to half-time. Bourneville here for Bradford. Tackled there by Dwyer.
Safety first from Bradford now. They know that they're back in this match that looked up for all the world to be slipping away from them. And St. Helens have only themselves to blame. A high tackle. So Matautia being sent off.
Simpson looking for the way through. He gets the ball away one-handed to Donahue. Donahue holds the ground by Cunningham, his opposite number. Here's Paul again. Cheeky little chip over the top. Goulding and Sullivan collide. And Bradford have it back with Hall again. It's 6 to go.
What a mistake. Sullivan should have taken that. He was shouting to Goulding, get out of the way.
This is Wilson. Alan Wilson trying to duck under the challenges. Desperate defence from Saints. Simpson to Hassan. Well, St. Helens had this match, you would have thought, in their pocket at 18-0. Suddenly the wheels have dropped off for them. But Paul is getting a greater influence on this match. And he gets the pass away to Roger Simpson. And Simpson takes it back towards the line.
We haven't seen a run from dummy half from Jason Donahue.
We still haven't. The pass into the arms of Graham. This is Medley. Oh, the ball spews out of the grasp of Medley. And Sullivan picks up the pieces.
Picked it out of the air. Medley lost control of that football. But what a great tackle again from Carl Hall.
Sullivan once more. Good tackling back by Medley. David Lyon, the dummy half. Lyon not wanting to go full-time professionally, has a very good job outside of the game and not too anxious to give it up. That's why he's been across on his travels to Sheffield Eagles, but he's back in the fold at Saints now. And they'll likely reopen negotiations with him around Christmas. Drop goal attempt there from Hammond, was it?
Well, a bit ambitious from so far out. At a time when you're going up to the half-time break, position would have been a lot better, because this St. Helens side really have to regroup.
Steve-O, he probably thought that 7-point gap would be valuable with just the 12 men.
From the halfway line?
Yeah, it's worth a chance. Worth a thought.
Yeah, my hair'll grow.
Not after the visit to the barbers today, dear me. This is St. Helens.
The point is that they should have been deep down in the Bradford quarter. They know that at 6s and 7s, they had control of this game, and they want to get it to the half-time break so that their coach, Eric Hughes, can sort themselves out. Otherwise, Bradford will take control of this game.
St. Helens plays it on halfway to Medley. Here's Robbie Paul again. Robbie Paul almost through a half break. He held on to the football, didn't get tempted with a silly pass. Last tackle, Donahue. That was a run. And it was a good job that Joint was there. He gets patted on the back by David Lyon for the tackle. Joint then going in at dummy half, wrestled to the ground by Medley. But in the last minute of normal time, there'll be a bit of stoppages.
You just get the feeling that Bradford really are building in confidence. They were struggling to get over that advantage line early in this match, but not so now.
Here's Sullivan again. Watched all the way by McDermott. Knox came in just to make sure he wasn't going anywhere else. Cunningham's strength. Loses the boot, plays it quickly. This is Chris Joint.
Good run.
Did well. Was a good run. Goulding. Hammond. Gets it away to Prescott. Support is there once more. And Hammond just uses the knee to try and get it away.
Desperation there. Good play, though, by the standoff. Carl Hammond really did well to keep that alive. Little doubt what Bradford will do now. Up your jumper.
Well, we're in stoppage time. 18-12 is a much, much better situation for Bradford than 18-0 not too long ago. And remember, Saints down to 12 men. A match that looked sailing St. Helens' way, and it suddenly has become a contest. This is McDermott. Now Robbie Paul scampers away. Paul will dab it into the corner. It won't run out, so Joey Hayes with the opportunity to run it back. What a good little player this is. Up to the 20-metre line.
Super kick from Carl Hall, but equal to the task was Hayes. He's played well tonight.
And that's the half-time siren. And what a half it has been. It looked to be going St. Helens' way. Joey Hayes has been active in attack and in defence. But the Saints will rue the fact that they were reduced to 12 men when Matautia was sent off. Bobby Goulding has been probing and pushing and looking for every opportunity. He's been good with the goal-kicking too. David Lyon on as a substitute. The Saints will go into the half-time team talk. A totally different half-time team talk than it might have been at 18-0. Bradford back in it here at 12-18 at half-time. We're live at Odsal Stadium, and we've got quite a match as we prime. Bradford have fought back to 12-18 at the break, but Saints have had Matautia, one of the try scorers, sent off. They will play on for the rest of the game with 12 men. There's the statistics from the first half. No scrums in the entire match. And the possession statistics. Well, 18-19 in sets of possession. Bradford have made 11 complete sets to the Saints 9. 61% to 47%. They've made a total of 720 running metres to 708. And on each set of 6, Bradford have made 40 to St. Helens 37 metres. Carl Hall has had an excellent first half. And he grabbed a try also the last time the Saints were beaten here at Odsal. I wonder if that is an omen. Bradford 12, the Saints 18. We're live and exclusive here at Odsal Stadium. Second half of the Stones Bidder Centenary Championship clash between the Bulls and the Saints is underway. And Steve-O, if you were a betting man, where would your money be now?
I would still stick with the St. Helens side because they've had chance at the half-time to regroup, make sure that their defence works for each other. They'll probably work with only using a sweeper on the last 2 tackles. That means that 1 extra man will come up into the line of defence, and you'll probably see the second marker also stand very deep. They've got to work hard at it. Bradford, of course, they must keep this ball alive. They've got to try to ensure that the 12-man Saints are run ragged.
But how often do we see, not only in the big league, but in soccer and other team sports, when a side is reduced by 1 man, they dig deep on reserves of courage and strength, and they come through that adversity.
Well, they could in the second half, but they didn't in the first half, did they? They allowed Bradford back into the game, scored the 12 points, and we have got a cracker ahead of us.
Indeed so, and the huge kick downfield from Bradford, and Prescott was the man who picked it up, and did you notice it was Carl Hall again who was leading the chase. Saints in possession though. This is Cunningham, and it's Bernard Dwyer who takes over, and Dwyer with a good run. Still going Bernard Dwyer, they all fell off him. He's got support there from Hammond. Hammond out wide to Hayes. Hayes over the top to Northey, and Northey brushes them aside, and Northey is hauled down by Simpson. So close the Saints. Goulding into the arms of Hammond. Hammond back to Goulding. Goulding now to Fogarty. Fogarty pops it up. That's the last tackle.
Good work again from Carl Hall. He really raced off the line there.
Jointer stabbed it through, and Joint just stabbed it through too deep. Gary Christie was content to let the ball run dead in goal. But my word, the break was there from Joey Hayes and company.
Did well, didn't he, Hayes, to get the ball back inside. Northey, very strong. What a great tackle from Roger Simpson.
St John Ellis, last time he played in the British Isles before his trip down under to the South Queensland Crushers, he grabbed 40 tries for Castleford. How he would love to score one tonight for Bradford. Medley then went without the ball. That's the knock on.
And the first scrum of the game. You could see he was looking at the man coming in to tackle him. That man was Hammond. Took his eyes off the football. A bad mistake.
First scrum goes down then. Saints have head and feed with Goulding. Carl Hammond under challenge from his opposite number, Nathan Graham. Nathan Graham from Dewsbury, probably trying to come to terms, Steve-o, with the extra pace of the big league, to be fair to him. I know you were critical of him at half-time.
Not critical, the fact that he wasn't getting into the swing of things. They haven't been working together. Graham and Paul and halfbacks really haven't got it together. And that's why I think that perhaps Brian Smith will switch them. Nathan Graham has played full-back, and Simpson is a weak character.
This is Cunningham. Saints on the attack again. Bernard Dwyer now taking that pass from Goulding. That's the last one. They're banged onto the sticks. Goulding will run this, and he puts the ball into the arms of the man supporting him, Andy Northey, and Saints get the try that they've threatened from the first minute of this second half. Northey silences the crowd at Odsall. Great try. Again, Goulding with a hand in it.
The experience there from Goulding. He did this in the first half, remember, and Chris Joint, he spilled the ball, but not on this occasion. Northey, the big centre, takes it. Goulding runs the angle. You'll see the defence go across to him. The hesitation there from Hassan was enough. And the big centre in for 4 points. It's just what the doctor needed. Look at that. Super stuff. The way that he runs, he knows they're going to try to get at him. The delayed pass sucks in 2 defenders. The gap is there. And Saints are in full control again.
The man in the side to cover for the injured Scott Gibbs, he gets the try. Andy Northey, 23 years old. His father, by the way, Keith, played for the Saints in the 60s. But this is the man who conjured it up for him. Bobby Goulding with a beautiful pass right into the breadbasket. Copybook stuff from the little scrum half. He's in top form. And he's not doing bad with the boot either. 3 from 3. Oh, well, that's now 3 from 4. 10 points the gap.
The angle run once again. You can see he sucked the 2 players in. The pass is delayed to perfection. What a great run from the big centre.
Northey's try. clapping his hands, trying to encourage the 12 men of St Helens still further. But that, as you say, was exactly what Eric Hughes would have wanted at the start of this second half.
They would have been thankful of that half-time break. They really had lost the plot, the Saints. Swinging arms, they lost their concentration and their discipline. You can't afford to do that.
We're going pitchside again with John Heyman and Bill Arthur.
John, it's a really positive start from Saints.
Yeah, definitely. Goulding, simple ball, and North will walk through a gap bigger than a bus.
Not bad for a side down to 12 men.
No, they're playing as if they've got 14 outfield at the moment, aren't they?
Now, what's the Bulls' response? What are they going to do?
Well, there were a lot of positive talking at half-time, positive thoughts coming from the dressing room, and it's a matter of getting into their half of field and they're putting some good plays together, like we were doing first half.
Hardly have possession yet.
That's what it's about. If Saints don't give us ball, then we'll struggle to do a lot with it.
They might have got it there. The ball, though, bounced backwards, and Northey swoops on the bouncing ball, gets the pass in to Sullivan. He tips it over his head and into the arms of a waiting Bradford Bulls defender, and that was Alan Wilson.
Did well, though, did Sullivan there. And Northey really is just cranking up a gear. He's running the angles too. They're finding him very difficult, and that's pretty high from Bernard Dwyer. 95,000 he's been put on the transfer list today. Spend a few coppers on that swinging arm.
Donahue from the acting half position. Donahue with this run offloads the pass to Bourneville, and now here is Robbie Paul. That's a forward pass. I was about to say that's a great ball to Hassan, and Robbie Paul maybe thought so too, but Russell Smith didn't. Well, I'm not sure.
He just had to reach back, but the referee deemed that he hadn't to reach back enough. 50-50. Well,
that was fine for mine.
Straight on the line, isn't it? Parallel with the 10-metre yard line there. Oh, sorry, 10-metre line, should I say.
I think the player had certainly overrun it, but the crucial thing from him was he had to reach back. Anyway, Saints aren't discussing it like we are. David Lyon is getting on with it. And on the first tackle, they're up to the 20-metre line. Prescott to Goulding. Here's Chris Joynt. Big swing in possession to St Helens. Started this second half. Bernard Dwyer crashes to the ground under the challenge of 3. Plays the ball quickly to Goulding. He gives it to Pickavance. Pickavance loses it, and Knox will set the Bradford Bulls in motion again. Hassan back to Robbie Paul, surrounded by Cunningham.
Pickavance, the impact there, lost the football. Good tackle though by Brian McDermott. Bradford really have got to start spinning this ball out wide. It's St Helens that has taken the long pass from the dummy half, and yet Bradford are playing it tight.
This now is Gary Christie. He's had a quiet match out on the wing. He's moved infield. And he's on the halfway line trying to steal the penalty from the referee. Russell Smith will have none of it. This is Robbie Paul. He crashes to earth with Dwyer with a bloody nose on top of him. Thought there from Wilson. A high hanging kick. Wilson's after it. Prescott's underneath it. Oh, and a crunch tackle from Wilson. The ball spun into the arms of Hayes. Saints were lucky then.
They weren't lucky because Bradford had no other runner than the man doing the tackle, Alan Wilson. You cannot expect to pluck a try out of nothing if you don't have support. There wasn't a Bradford player within cooey of Alan Wilson.
Prescott took it cleanly, and as soon as he took it, he was hit by the man doing the tackling on him, Alan Wilson. Terrific tackle from the former St George man. Here's Fogarty.
Trouble is, it was a wasted effort.
Yes, they hung around, waiting for something to happen, and it nearly did. Goulding's kick through, scooped up off the pitch by Simpson. Pickavance has gone off, and Chris Morley has come on with number 16 on his back. Wilson that time went without the ball. He's claiming it was stolen from him, and I think he's got a case. Lyon got his fingers to it.
No doubt. Well, lady luck. not shining on Bradford tonight. Alan Wilson, experience of state of origin for the New South Wales Blues. He knows the task ahead of them at 22-12, but Lyon's fingertips there, dragging the ball deliberately away from the grasp of the loose forward.
Break in play while Bernard Dwyer had the nose looked at. Goulding gets possession from the base of the scrum and takes on Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul gritted his teeth and would not be shrugged away. Sullivan now. 51 minutes gone. There's Chris Morley. Chris Morley, fourth in a row as a substitute, and his first ever try in the big league came against Bradford in April '94. Here's David Lyon. Brian spins and gets it away to Hammond.
Brian McDermott is down in the back play. Bradford down to 12.
Pickham, that's a great run and a super tackle from Hassan. The run was from Cunningham. Hammond, as he fell, Norley could be in trouble.
It was a reaction arm coming out wide. Will the referee deem that the man was going low? No, it was pretty high. Northey will swing in. And the move that Russell Smith is in, it could be red card time. That is just as bad.
He's gone for the pocket. Northey's off. Russell Smith is consistent. Northey sent off. St Helens are now down to 11 men.
That deserved the red card. Well, other than send out a pistol to each of these St Helens players, they may as well shoot themselves in the foot. Can they hang on now? 22-12.
Simon Knox just checks that the teeth are still in place. It was a swinging arm.
It was a bad one. What on earth is going through some of these St Helens players' minds?
Well, Matautia scores a try, he swings an arm, he's off. Northey scores a try, he swings an arm, he's off.
And we should score a try.
So it's a penalty to Bradford Bulls. Steve-O, I love you too.
Feelings mutual, Eddie. But I just can't believe it must be grey hair time now. Eric Hughes, look at him. He is absolutely bewildered. The game is still there for the taking. Surely Bradford will now start slinging the ball out wide. Long ball from the dummy half, not short like that.
2 off, 2 on for Bradford, Scales and Boothroyd. They have come on. Fresh legs to take on the 11 men of St Helens. I don't think we have ever had 2 men sent off in a big league match on Sky Sports before.
Twist of the knee there. Oh, Simpson would have felt that. He's down in agony in the back play. Well, everything's happening here tonight at Oxford Stadium.
Robbie Paul, short pass. And nowhere really for Eugene Bourneville to go. Goulding was leading the attack. This is Donahue. There's bound to be gaps opening up in this St Helens defensive line now. Can they hold on?
But why on earth go for individual stuff like that? St Helens are 2 men off. There wasn't one man of the St Helens camp in the far side of the field, so they decide to kick short in the blind. Brian Smith must be going bananas. All it needs is the long ball out wide, stand wider at the play the ball at the first man.
Phil Waring's on for the Saints in place of Adam Fogarty, and Goulding will just kick the life, or try to kick the life out of this game. But Christie will now run it back, and he'll give it to Simpson. It's going to be a struggle for Saints now. Bradford, full complement of 13 against the 11 men of St Helens. But the Saints, at the moment, are tackling like demons. Robbie Paul dabs it over the top. Prescott's there, read it perfectly. Great run, Prescott. Applies the brakes, takes the tackle from Christie.
Great positioning there. Bradford realising that Saints can't afford to have a sweeper. The chip over the top by Robbie Paul and Prescott. He was on mine there. Did right, he come back on, away from the touchline. He realises possession is vital. The minutes are ticking away.
There's a lot of time left in this match, though, for the St Helens team to hang on. And a lot of time for the Bradford Bulls to come through on the charge and win this match. But Cunningham's leading by example. You'd be hard-pressed if you're a stranger to this game to know that Cunningham is only 19. Drop goal from Goulding. Wide.
Good thinking, though, from Goulding. That really could have been an important one-pointer. Just pulled it to the left-hand side. Bit of claret just appearing on his forehead. He knows it's going to be a battle royal out there.
The 1 point would have been vital, but he was probably trying to eat a little bit more of the clock up for his team. A long, long way to go. A match that is there for the taking for Bradford. Can St Helens hang on?
Surely they'll use the link. Hold him down. Well,
I think we'll see a bit of that, Steve-O.
The tactics there.
They're just trying to slow it down now, Saints, and they've got to.
Well, they have to, haven't they? They've got to try everything within their power without being sort of pulled up by the referee.
Well, there's yellow cards as well, of course, for offences like that. It could be down to 10 or less. The 11 men of St Helens up against the 13 men of Bradford. Bradford on the charge, as you would expect, with Alan Boothroyd. First tackle for Bradford. 12 metres short of the line. Carl Hall. Donahue is there, the dummy half. Into the arms of Wilson. Missed out Bourneville. Well, the ball bounced off Bourneville. It appeared to go backwards, but the first was certainly forward, and Robbie Paul chatting to the referee. Descent, and it's a penalty now, not a scrum.
Well, it appeared to be Bobby Goulding that got a fingertip to it, the first knock on, though it was off the knee. Either way, the lack of concentration and the lack of professionalism, they just can't get it sorted out. There's little doubt that Brian Smith, the Bradford coach, will be sending the message. They seem to be playing tight football. You'd think it would be Bradford that are hanging on with 11 men.
St Helens in possession with Carl Hammond. Joey Hayes from dummy half. Will take them on all the time, little Joey Hayes, and what's more, Bradford caught offside.
Good play by the young winger Joey Hayes. He knew that they were slow to get back on the blind side. Run from the dummy half. There you see it. He knows that that man has not retired the 10. That is good thinking.
So St Helens still in possession with Cunningham, with Goulding and Joint running strongly, and Carl Hall jumped at Joint to pull him down, and Joint looking at the referee and asking whether that was legal. Russell Smith said it was.
He got him on the chest. Joint was just trying to cod the referee there.
Cunningham falls on the fourth tackle. Bernard Dwyer, the dummy half, to Goulding again.
This is where they've got to drive towards the sticks, and then Goulding take the 1 point.
Little dab through. Oh, it bounces off the post, and it's a good job that Nathan Graham was there, because Carl Hammond was sniffing a try.
Well, it's worth a try. Phil Waring showing all the skill there, but they lost the plot slightly. It was Bobby Goulding that was in there having to play the ball. Surely someone should have come up, stood deep and gone for the 1 point. Look at that. You could put a satellite dish over all the Bradford team, and they're the side with 13.
Yes, they're bunching. They need to spread it wide. They need to stretch St Helens out on the flanks, and this match is there for the winning in the last quarter. Last tackle, they just plonked the ball downfield, and that, I think, will stay in play up that little hill. Well, that shows you what I know.
The option was there. A nice kick downfield. And I just get the impression, perhaps, that even though Bradford have got 2 players extra over the Saints, they're getting very tired. And that, perhaps, is the reason why they can't appear to get the ball out wide.
I think they'd be getting very frustrated, too, that they can't do that. They can see 11 bodies in front of them. They can't understand why the Saints keep coming forward and are still in possession. Cunningham got a straight boot in the face.
Yeah. You see it there as he brings the thing around. He missed him. Academy Award stuff, that one.
Well, 19 minutes, little less to go. Saints will try and use as many seconds as they can on every tackle.
We might see a few gold statues on show in the final 19 minutes. But you can't blame them. Every minute that goes through and they're frustrating. Bradford are losing the plot. They are being conned with this. You have to release them. Bourneville did not. Neither did Graham.
Goulding finds touch with the penalty. Saints back inside the danger zone. Here's Dwyer. Thought about releasing the pass, thought better of it. Cunningham the dummy half. Here's Chris Joint. Chris Joint taking them on his own, and it had to be a great tackle, and was, from Bourneville to halt him. Lyon into the arms of Goulding. They're pushing the ball out wide. Hammond, clip over the top. Will that catch the slope? Yes, it does. Now, did he get the ball down? Touch judge, referee, decide. Saints celebrate.
Was there a little bit of obstruction with a man off the ball?
It doesn't matter. The referee has given the try. It is a try. And Joey Hayes, we think, got the touch to it. Joey Hayes was the man out wide, and make up your own mind.
Well, they got the ball out wide, didn't they? It was a beautiful kick over. That's a bit of the obstruction, but you can both run for the football and use your shoulder. It was deemed that way. You see how Goulding stands wide, gets the ball through. Neat little kick over. Having superb weight on that ball. And Joey Hayes floats through into the corner. There you see, you can both shove each other with the shoulder. That's allowed. Fingertips by Joey Hayes. Well, you talk about courage. This St Helens side, they're producing that. 11 men, 11 proud men too.
Number 2 with 2 tries in a match for the second time. Delighted coach Eric Hughes. I'm sure he's not happy with the fact he's got 2 men taking the early bath. And Goulding now tried to float it over the bar. Not his best kick of the night, but it's the St Helens team who are digging deep, and they're ahead 26-12.
2 long passes out wide. It's exactly what Bradford should be doing. Saints are doing it with 11 men. The beautiful kick, kicked early on the tackle. It caught Simpson out, and the ball just held up. You can see it just raises up there on the speedway track. Excellent play, and well taken by young Hayes. Saints happy to just let that ball go into touch, eat up the seconds.
Because they have head and feed at the scrum. Downstairs we go again. Bill, this time with St Adam Fogarty.
Adam, this is a pretty amazing performance for the 11 men of St Helens.
Yeah, it's going well so far with 2 men down. We're tackling well and everything. So as long as we can keep it going to the final whistle, it'll be a good win.
There's still 15 minutes. Do you think it's possible for 11 men to hang on against the full 13?
Yeah, if we can keep control of this ball, and not give any more silly penalties away, and just work in defence. Yeah, I think we can. They're not spreading it so much, which you think a team like Bradford would do when they're playing against 11 men. But we're tackling well.
You must be expecting more from Bradford though in this final quarter.
I hope not.
Well, they can all hope. And David Lyon lost that ball. That's the knock-on that the referee has called. He's put the scrum down. It's head and feed to Bradford Bulls. On Sunday, you'll be able to see London Broncos against Warrington from the Stoop. That's the Harlequins ground. It's on Sky Sports 2 at 7 o'clock. The match kicks off at Harlequins at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock kick-off time at the Stoop for the Broncos against Warrington. The Broncos, Steve, are going well. Should be a great game, that.
Yeah, if it's as good as this one, it really has been keeping everybody on the seats.
Now Bradford, can they get away from this tenacious tackling of this St Helens team? Substitute there is Alan Boothroyd. He played the ball quickly. Another substitute here was Brian McDermott, and the third substitute in that, David Lyon, pushed the ball dead.
But what on earth is an individual style play against 11 men? This St Helens outfit must be wondering what on earth they're getting away with. Eric Hughes must think that it's Christmas coming early.
Goulding's drop out. Boothroyd is there, and he will run it back. Almost runs over the top of Phil Waring. Joint is there. He was being treated for a blow to the hip not long ago.
Now this is where Brian Smith has to bring up Roger Simpson. There he is.
Simpson. The tackling from St Helens has been good all night and continues to be. Donohue's the dummy half. Switches it out wide with McDermott. Still McDermott. All wrapped up by Kieran Cunningham. 4 tackles gone. This now is Bourneville. He takes it to within a metre of the line. Donohue directing operations at the dummy half. It's with Simpson. Simpson jinking and dancing, trying to get through. Tried to release the pass, did release the pass, but rightly the referee gives the knock-on. It was on the last, it's the turnover.
It was worth the chance as well. Simpson tried to get away with it. Bradford player down near the St Helens try line. There you see Simpson trying to keep it alive. Good play by Chris Joyne. He put his body in between it.
Was that a little knock-on?
I think you'll find it came off the boot of the man playing the football.
Cunningham just about got a touch on that. Somebody dived in high on Dwyer. Carl Hall.
Well, it was the swinging arm. He did grab high.
But he does that a lot, doesn't he, Hall? He jumps at the player.
I think that saved him on this occasion. You see that it's a grab, it's not a swing. It was high. That's good refereeing. That really is well done by Russell Smith. Many a referee would have been baited by this crowd. There's a lot of St Helens fans made the trek over the Pennines here.
This is Bernard Dwyer, all wrapped up there by McDermott. The 10th St Helens penalty, that was. Bradford have had 6.
Bobby Goulding marshalling his troops, telling them to take one out. Just keep it. Possession is so vital. Then use the kick.
That's Chris Morley, tackled by Hall and Wilson. Cunningham again, Goulding now, Chris Joynt.
Keep your eye out for the one-pointer. The drop goal must be on its way.
There's Goulding, he's running it. Diagonal kick, one for Prescott to chase. He gets there in my book. Steve Prescott is dancing with delight because the try's been given. Bobby Goulding came up with a Derek Fox special then. He changed direction with the kick.
Never mind the one, I'll take the 4. Superb kick back across the face of the goalpost. And the fullback, Prescott. It's a planned move. Runs the angle. Ball comes back on the inside. They practiced that at Saints. They tried to aim for the post. And Roger Simpson was caught out there. But take no credit away from this man, Steve Prescott. Joy moves the arm around, and why not? He knows that has probably sealed a tremendous win for the Saints tonight.
Steve Prescott, his try, stretches the lead still further. 30 points to 12 as Goulding lines up this kick. And from bang in front, you'd think that Goulding would score, and he does. He adds the extra 2. And Bobby Goulding with that kick over his shoulder. Remember the way Derek Fox used to do that here at Odsal.
There you can see Prescott, he's onside, a planned move. Simpson had gone too far over. He did not read it right. Prescott did. 1-on-1, numbers 2, 4 points for me. Thank you very much.
So the gap now is 20 points. We're inside the last 10 minutes. And this has been an excellent display from St Helens. The 11 men of St Helens. A display of gritty determination.
Courage personified. How many times over the years have we criticised the St Helens outfit for being classy in scoring tries and then go to sleep, not show the determination that you need to become a great side? Well, after tonight, they really can feel as though they're going forward in a big way. This is a tremendous performance.
They've made 39 metres in their set of 6, and Goulding will hammer it towards the touchline and will find touch, and again will eat up a few more seconds on that clock. He's in sensational form again, Steve-O, this fella.
He certainly is, but not only that, in a game that has been explosive at times, Bobby Goulding, a man who normally likes to throw himself into the fray, not tonight. He knows he's got the responsibility of a vital 2 points that keeps their championships hopes alive. Winning money and the courage, full credit to him.
And Steve, did you see him then when he made that kick? He was talking, cajoling, encouraging his players. He's playing the captain's role. A chance here though now for Bradford, but that is a forward pass. The forward pass from McDermott.
McDermott on the Scales. Scales was just in front. Well, they must be wondering what on earth has gone wrong. Early in the second half, Saints lose another player. Pickavance there, Morley down injured. But Bradford, there you see, he did the right thing, put the head behind the legs. But just caught the ricochet. He would have felt that. But getting back to that Bradford side, they must be wondering what on earth has gone wrong. They've had no tactics. They have lost the plot completely.
Perolini's come on for Chris Morley, who took a bang there as he made that tackle. This is Carl Hammond. Let's hear from Bill, and probably a very disappointed John Hamer of Bradford now.
Disappointed, I think very surprised as well, John.
Yeah, both of those things. Saints are showing some resilient and entertaining rugby. Say they're down to 11 men, whereas Bradford, we are best using our sets of 6.
Where do you think the Bulls have gone wrong? A 2-man advantage in the second half.
On paper, a 2-man advantage, you think it changed the game, but not when you're playing likes of St Helens. We just haven't been taking the right options this evening.
They're not taking the right options, but Gary Christie at least fielded the kick downfield. This is Darren Simpson. And the way Saints are tackling, 3 men there waiting for him. It has been a courageous display, Steve-O.
They can feel very proud of it. Look at that. That's Perolini. He moves in, the substitute. Good substitution there by Eric Hughes, the Saints coach.
Look at this possession as well, second half. 61% of the time it's been with St Helens, and they are the team, remember, down to 11 men.
Well, they've read it right, haven't they? They knew they had to roll up the sleeves for the second half. Bradford completely lost it. They went far too individual. Wasted kick there from Donahue.
Huge kick downfield from Donahue.
Just has not been their night.
Almost reached the pitch on the speedway track, this.
Didn't know you would have found it.
Less than 5 minutes to go. Well, Sullivan, 18 tries so far this season, would have loved to have got number 19 here tonight, but will be delighted with this scoreline. Well, what will Bradford's coach and chief executive Brian Smith be saying to his players at the end of all this?
Well, I'm glad that I'm not going to be in earshot, because he'll have plenty to say. He's normally a very quiet, placid man, but I don't think he will be tonight. I know his background over the years. He really is a master coach. He knew what was needed out there. It's obvious the players have just ignored it.
That was a great take, though, from Roger Simpson. Good tackling, though, coming in there from Phil Waring. Alan Wilson gets the ball inside, and, well, he was surrounded by Chris Joynt again, was Gary Christie.
Got through a lot of work as Chris Joynt. Perolini again. So has Bernard Dwyer. All this Saints outfit have. They've worked for each other. You can never doubt their courage, their ability to work for each other. There's a different feeling now at Saints, isn't there? Team spirit is very high.
And Steve-O, I know you have said one or two things about Bobby Goulding this season, but a lot of that is obviously down to the coach. It's also down to your skipper.
Of course it is. The thing is decided to get on with playing rugby league football. Not be the star, not be the man that chatters all the time to the referee. It's come of age. Rugby league is the winner on that one.
Yeah, Bobby Goulding, great game. Look at him cajoling his players again, talking to them, marshalling the thin line of the defence. Well, St. John Ellis didn't need a tackle to bring him to ground.
The Phantom of Oxel got him. Look at that. Look at the way that Saints are fighting for each other. You'd think they'd just kicked off. The enthusiasm. Working for each other.
McDermott gets the ball out the back door to Ellis, and Ellis gets over, does he? No! Perolini denies him with a strong tackle, right underneath the posts. Here's Simpson. Will Simpson get in? Yes, he will. Roger Simpson scores the try. The try that was denied St. John Ellis a few seconds ago by the tackle of Perolini, but on that occasion Saints simply ran out of numbers out wide.
Good build-up. Nice run there. The wing, how close did he go there? Look at that. St. John Ellis hit the post ahead. Good job that the padding was there. Long ball out wide. And Simpson, who should have come up, I think, into the standoff position at half-time, made himself clear through the dummy. He's worked hard.
St. John Ellis adds the extra 2, but it was a full 25 minutes before the St. Helens line was breached when they were down to 11 men. Bradford 18, St. Helens 32. The try scored by Roger Simpson, converted by St. John Ellis.
Well, there he was. Brought himself up from the full-back position through the dummy. Saints must be tiring now, but they know that he has scored the try, but it's to much avail. They're not going to get into this game. 32-18. Look at that tackle from Perolini.
Well, Perolini, Western Samoan international, he will be anxious to get back into the swing of things too, coming on as a substitute and trying to catch the eye of his coach Eric Hughes. Simon Knox gets the pass away. McDermott, he does likewise. This is Nathan Graham. 20 seconds of normal time plus stoppages. St. Helens are on their way to 2 points, there's no doubt about that now. And tackling like that, well, they have played so well tonight in the face of intense adversity. Simpson. And that's Robbie Paul. Joynt has had a big game. They made plenty of meters, didn't they? Bradford Bulls, they're still 20 away from the try line. A dink over the top, and Prescott just applies the brakes and stays in the field of play.
What a fine game the fullback has had tonight. Right at the end there, most fullbacks, wingers too, would have been happy just to have gone into touch, but not this fella Steve Prescott, fighting all the time to keep possession.
There's the siren. 30 seconds of stoppage time played, and look at the St Helens players. They hug each other. They slap each other on the back. They celebrate a famous victory at Odsal. The 11 men of the Saints have triumphed over the full complement of players of the Bradford Bulls outfit. Simpson's try late on, but Bobby Goulding masterminded the victory for St Helens. He has matured beyond, way beyond his 23 years, and it's Goulding who has been at the heart of this victory. 32 points to 18. A famous night for the Saints, a great night for Joey Hayes too.